What if I told you that America's identity began thousands of years before Columbus set foot in the New World? Indeed, long before the arrival of European settlers, America was home to a myriad of Native American tribes. Each tribe, rich in culture and tradition, thrived in harmony with the natural world around them. From the Iroquois in the northeast, the Sioux on the Great Plains, to the Apache in the southwest, each tribe developed unique ways of life, art, and social structures. Their deep connection to the land and respect for nature shaped their societies, influencing everything from their hunting practices to their spiritual beliefs. These tribes were not just living on the land, they were a part of it, and it was a part of them. This profound relationship set the foundation of what America was to become. The first chapter of our American identity was written by the Native Americans, setting the stage for what was to come. Fast forward to the 17th and 18th centuries, when the face of America began to change drastically. European powers, primarily the British, set their sights on the New World, establishing colonies along the eastern coast of what we now know as the United States. This was a period of exploration, expansion, and exploitation, with settlers bringing their European cultures, religions, and governance structures across the Atlantic. The colonial era was not just about settlement, but also about control. The British Crown's influence was felt heavily, resulting in a growing sense of discontent among the colonists. This was a time when the concept of American began to take shape, albeit with tension and conflict. As colonies grew and prospered, so too did the settlers' desire for independence and self-governance. In this era, the seeds of rebellion were sown, leading to a revolution that would forever change the course of history. The year is 1775, and America is on the brink of a monumental shift. The American colonies, tired of British rule, taxation, and lack of representation, are teetering on the edge of revolt. The tensions ignite into the Revolutionary War, a long and bloody conflict that pits the colonists against the formidable British forces. It's a war of resilience, of belief in a new kind of nation, one that's free from the reigns of a distant monarch. The colonists' determination against all odds culminates in the Battle of Yorktown in 1781, a decisive victory that signals the end of British rule. In the aftermath, leaders come together to form a new nation. The Treaty of Paris in 1783 officially ends the war and recognizes the sovereignty of the United States of America. A new country, born from the ashes of revolution and conflict. This was the moment America claimed its independence, forging a new path forward. In 1787, a group of visionaries gathered in Philadelphia to pen a document that would shape the nation's future. These delegates, knowledgeable and diverse, were tasked with sculpting the very essence of America's governance, the U.S. Constitution. Their goal was to establish a federal government that was strong enough to maintain order, yet flexible enough to respect individual freedoms. The Constitution was a masterstroke of balance and compromise, a testament to the ingenuity of its framers. It enshrined principles that were revolutionary at the time: the separation of powers, a system of checks and balances, and the idea that the government derived its authority from the people. These weren't just dry legal concepts, they were the values that underpinned the American identity. The process was not without its disagreements and challenges, but the delegates persevered. They understood that they were crafting something monumental, something that would echo through the centuries. With the Constitution, America set a course towards democracy, promising freedom and justice for all. As the 19th century dawned, America set its sights westward. This period was marked by a hunger for expansion, a journey into uncharted territories. The Louisiana Purchase, a colossal land deal between the United States and France in 1803, nearly doubled the size of the nation, opening up vast tracts of land to settlement. Meanwhile, the annexation of Texas in 1845 sparked controversy, escalating tensions over the expansion of slavery. This vast southern territory, once an independent republic, had a complex history that entwined with Mexico, the Native American tribes, and the United States. However, this westward expansion wasn't without its conflicts. The relentless push into Native American territories ignited a series of brutal confrontations. These conflicts, often marked by deep-seated cultural misunderstandings and stark power disparities, reshaped the lives of Native American tribes drastically. The push westward shaped the country's geography and ignited a conflict that would test the nation's unity. The 1860s brought America to the brink of self-destruction. As the nation's fabric was torn apart by the Civil War, the issues of slavery and states' rights took center stage. This was a time when brother fought against brother, and the nation was divided into two: the Union, led by the Northern states, and the Confederacy, a coalition of Southern states. The Civil War was a brutal and bloody conflict that claimed the lives of over 600,000 Americans. It was a war fought not just on battlefields, but in homes and communities, leaving a deep scar on the nation's psyche. This was a time when the very idea of what it meant to be an American was tested, and the nation's commitment to the principles of liberty and justice was put to the ultimate test. Emerging victorious from this turmoil was the Union, preserving the United States as one nation. This victory didn't just signify the end of a war, but the beginning of a new chapter in American history: the Reconstruction Era. This was a time of rebuilding as the nation sought to heal the wounds of war and integrate newly freed African Americans into society. Yet, the path to Reconstruction was far from smooth. It was a period marked by political turbulence, social unrest, and resistance from those who clung onto the old ways. Despite the challenges, there were significant strides made towards racial equality, with the passage of the Civil Rights Act in 1866 and the ratification of the 14th Amendment, guaranteeing equal protection under the law. Even in the face of division and war, America managed to rebuild and reforge its identity, paving the way for a new era of change. The Civil War and Reconstruction, in all its pain and progress, played a crucial role in shaping the American identity. It was a time when the nation was forced to confront its contradictions, to question its values, and to redefine its future. And in the process, America emerged stronger, more unified, and ready to face the challenges of the next chapter in its history. As the 20th century approached, America found itself on the cusp of a new era. With the dawn of the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the nation underwent a dramatic transformation. The rapid pace of industrialization swept across the land, bringing with it a wave of urbanization that forever altered the country's societal fabric. Factories sprouted up in cities, drawing people in droves from their rural dwellings. This urban migration, coupled with an influx of immigrants, created a bustling, diverse melting pot that was America's urban centers. As people moved, so did innovation. Technological advancements surged, revolutionizing everything from transportation to communication. The telegraph, the telephone, the automobile, each invention propelled America forward, fueling its growing influence on the global stage. But this period was not just about internal growth. The world was in turmoil, and America found itself drawn into the fray. The First World War, and later the Second World War, marked significant turning points for America. The nation's involvement in these global conflicts signified its transition from isolation to intervention, from a regional power to a global one. The devastating wars took a toll, but they also spurred economic and technological growth, cementing America's position as a leading global superpower. The nation's industrial might and military prowess were now on full display for the world to see. Through trials and triumphs, America emerged as a global superpower, ready to face the challenges of the 20th century. The mid-20th century brought a wave of change that would redefine America's identity. This period marked a crucial turning point in the nation's history, igniting a series of socio-political movements that aimed to challenge long-standing inequalities and prejudices. At the forefront was the Civil Rights Movement, a powerful testament to the strength of collective action. This movement, led by influential figures such as Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks, fought tirelessly against racial segregation and discrimination. Their activism paved the way for landmark legislation, such as the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which outlawed discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. But the fight for equality didn't stop there. The latter half of the 20th century saw the rise of numerous other social movements. Women's rights advocates fought for gender equality, challenging societal norms, and pushing for legislative change. The LGBTQ+ rights movement also emerged, campaigning for acceptance and equal rights for individuals of all sexual orientations and gender identities. As we ventured into the 21st century, these movements continued to evolve, reflecting the changing societal attitudes and the ongoing quest for equality and justice. Each of these movements, in their own unique way, contributed to the reshaping of America's identity, illustrating the nation's capacity for growth and transformation. In an ever-evolving journey towards equality, America continues to shape and redefine its identity. So, what does it mean to be American? It's a journey through time, from the diverse cultures of Native American tribes to the birth of a nation in the Revolutionary War. It's the westward expansion, the Civil War and Reconstruction, and the transformative era of industrialization. It's the fight for equality in the civil rights movement and beyond. America's identity is a tapestry woven from countless threads of history, culture, and diversity. Remember to subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon for more enlightening videos like this one.